Hey guys, on today's show we are discussing our favorite tools, automation, and hacks.
We're going to go through all these hacks, and as always, we're really curious of your comments on some of the automation tools, hacks, and software you're doing. We're going to share all of ours with you as well. Check it out right now.
Hey guys, today we are discussing 4 automation hacks.
Yeah, absolutely. So no matter what business you're in, if you're a real estate investor, real estate agent, entrepreneur, lawyer, it really doesn't matter. These hacks are going to apply for you. Sure. And this isn't anything revolutionary, right? We try to keep it really simple, and probably 4 key things that we think about probably on a regular basis inside our business, and a few automation tools that we use on a regular basis. And yeah, we may take it to the next level, but some of these things can be very, very basic. It's just important to make sure you're using these. Cool. So let's start about the first one. Obviously, you need an autoresponder email marketing software in place. We've transitioned in business from using Aweber, which is like a $9.99 a month product, $9 a month product, to a Constant Contact, to a MailChimp, and now we use Infusionsoft, and we use Infusionsoft for a long time. But the important part to understand is you need to be collecting email addresses. It's probably the most important piece of data in your business that you have. And over time, as you get, established, you'll understand how valuable each email address is, and you'll understand it to the fact of how much it's worth it to you. Like for instance, it's worth $25 for an email address for us in our lending business. That's just what the metrics ends up working. And it's important to have a platform or an email platform where you can collect somebody's data from maybe a free white paper, a free newsletter, or free apply, or free this. Whatever business you're in, it doesn't really matter. But the important part is every single person that you come across is a potential customer, is a potential client, and you need to be collecting their data.
Yeah. In addition to collecting data, I would also say that the automated responses, if people fill out a form on your site, in our case a loan application, it could be some kind of contact on social media that pushes to your website, it could even be an email autoresponder. Giving someone a piece of information based on how they contact you is going to take work off your plate, right? Because they're being told, here's what's up based on you filled out this.
Yeah.
And that can really streamline things and make people more efficient at what they're doing, and also give proactive communication to your prospective clients. Okay, let's jump into number 2. On that note, project management software, such as Asana, Basecamp, Slack's a popular one. I'm sure there's a bunch of other options, but those are 3 of the popular ones nowadays. And here's a couple reasons why project management software is so important based on whatever business you might be in. I think people, and we're guilty of this too to some extent, do way too much messaging back and forth using email, which in essence just stops people from what they're doing. If someone is going into Asana or Basecamp to take a look at a certain project and to see communications based on what needs to be done next or what has been done already, they can proactively go do that. If you're sending them an email, you're just disrupting what they're doing. You're taking them out of whatever proactive thing they're working on. And that's why I think that's such an important tool. And again, we could all be better at it. We could all be working more in our project management type stuff and less in email.
Yeah, it's just one hub to organize all your company information, all your company data. It may be a project, like a project that you want to invite a few people in your office to, or just maybe use for chat utilization back and forth. No matter what business you're in, think about it, and think about one kind of central hub where you can communicate with other people besides just sending 30 emails back and forth on one particular file. It's disruptive, it's a waste, and you can be so much more organized. And think about it, the way that I typically operate is if I send an email to somebody, I pretty much expect that it's just going to get done and then I forget about it, right? It's off my plate, it gets onto their plate. But in this particular case, if you're using a project management software, you put it in as a project and it kind of sits there pending or wherever until it gets transitioned to the next step. And it's just out of my inbox, it's out of everything, it's out of sight, out of mind. So dabble around with one, but you should definitely, no matter what business you're in, even if you have a really small team, make sure you're using some sort of project management tool. It'll make your life easy. And that kind of leads us into our next thing related to working with virtual assistants. And the reason that leads into it is we manage our virtual assistants through the project management tool. But every single entrepreneur can utilize a virtual assistant in one way or the other. And I'm gonna give you a few different examples. They either can be utilized in a project basis. So let's say you have an individual project hey, I need to set up a website for my company. Cool. you're not going to hire a full-time in-house person to do so. And let's be honest, if you're going to use a full-on design firm locally, they're probably going to be expensive as well. So you can utilize somebody for that. Or maybe it's just kind of a part-time work where you need somebody for like an hour a day to do a certain particular thing. Again, it's probably expensive to pay somebody in-house to do that, or take away time of what somebody's doing locally in your office to do that. So why not use a virtual assistant for that? And another thing that we're probably all guilty of is doing work that we're probably just unqualified for, that's very labor intensive. I mean, think about it. There's a lot of times you probably may not do something because you're like, this is going to take me too long to do it, and I don't really want anyone in my office to do this because it's kind of a waste of time, but it's important. Data entry, I don't know, crazy stuff. Let's say you need a data entry like 1,000 figures, or you need to convert this PDF into a Word doc and it's not converting. Whatever the case is, these are all great tasks for virtual assistants. And again, like all of these automation hacks and that we've been talking about, you can do it kind of the 101, or you can take it to the highest level. I mean, we've taken a lot of our virtual assistants and turned them into kind of outsourced employees for graphics and HTML and other tech programmers and things like that. Somebody that I could definitely not afford and definitely wouldn't need the capacity of them full-time in here, but because they're a virtual assistant, it made so much sense to do so. So really, while you're watching this, think about what you could utilize in your business. Maybe write down on a piece of paper, or even comment below if you really want to hold yourself accountable to the community and the group here, of things that you could utilize a virtual assistant for, or somebody that really could help you with some little things or to-do list items that you're just never going to get done yourself. And that could be a good way, or a good tool to figure out who your next virtual assistant's going to be.
Yeah, that probably would be a good way to go about it. It's a new year, you're rethinking everything you have going on in your day-to-day, week-to-week. Pick one or two things that you could outsource to someone. I think it'd be a great place to start. Cool. Okay, hack number four, that kind of brings everything that we just discussed together, which is proper reporting. And I'll tell you why it's a hack. First, we're talking about the systems that you have in place for marketing, for project management, for accounting, have great reporting functions built into them so that you can see where you're spending your marketing dollars, what kind of resources you're putting towards any project, and of course what your top line and bottom line numbers are in terms of accounting, revenue, profit, everything else. And these numbers, the most important thing about it is that they show you where to put your focus and where not to, because your picture of your business as a whole is fuzzy, and you might not be thinking about the wrong stuff, and the numbers don't lie. And you might not be focusing on the right numbers until you see them. So I would say that reporting really brings the rest of the operation all together. It's all automated, and it can really, really help you move the needle in everything going on in your business this year.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to sum up everything. And that report can either be a financial report, or it can be like, okay, well, where's the majority of my traffic coming from, so I can spend more money on that, or no matter what industry, where are the majority of my clients coming from? So make sure, even if you don't kind of take it to the next level and set up proper metrics is to track, at least make sure you're doing some sort of reporting on a small scale, on a daily, weekly, monthly, at the very least yearly basis, so you know exactly what to spend your attention on. And I think that sums up pretty much all of that, which is good. So as always, we certainly appreciate you watching. Hopefully you got some really good value out of these 4 automation hacks. If you have any hacks of your own that you want to share with the community, share with the team, feel free to comment below. And as always, like, comment, share, subscribe. Till next time.